Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to the Consularship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate a channeled reading. The deck is not ready, so we can shuffle on camera. I know that's been a little bit hit or take. Just so we know, I mean, there's students here. So an open reading is when we come to the channel with the deck already ready, or we go to the gates. Um, Yeah, and then a channeled reading is when it's not a specified content. It's basically open-ended. We can do channeling all the time, so that's a little bit of a misnomer, just like Archangel. Archangel is as much of a rank of angels as it is a classification of angels. It's kind of the same thing. Um, so a channeled reading is when there's no specified content. It's not the Lunar Lounge. It's not the 1111 Divine Lovers series. It's not the Daily Tarot Buffet, the Weekly Tarot Buffet. It's not the Retrogression Report. It's not, no, none of that. Um, so what I was getting was some energy from like Lanimica, the enemy, adversarial, adverse and adversary. I had a little bit of a download of a channel from the goddess this morning. It was interesting because there was a couple of different things. I was being told kind of like, listen, you've been given time to do your thing. It's time to get back in line, stand in formation. Also, in addition, here's some of what's been going on with you so you can understand it for others. And then I was kind of reminded like that I'll go through an issue 6 months, a year, kind of before other people go before. So like a lot of times people will come to me exactly 6 months or exactly a year after I have my own kind of, so it's like once I overcome something, other people start overcoming. It's just one of those things. I have a lot more to say, but I want to get into this message because it's coming at me. We have the Two of Cups. To me, right now, it's the goddess. It's also the spirit that we have. It's kind of like the version of God that we are. That, it's like if God is the entire ocean, we are like one drop of seawater. Does that make sense? If God is the entire universe, we are like one molecule. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm getting. And funnily enough, this is my energy. Il Torre the Tower. I just always say, Lord Hayagriva. I am Hayagriva. I have the energy of Hayagriva, Ashvin Kumar, and Aditi. That's literally if you want to understand my spiritual lineage. And then we have a double two here. So there is something about either being attendant, having some type of partnership different than a union, and more is on the way. So I was kind of told a story this morning, and I was just told to tell you a little bit of the story. I haven't been able to get done my little things, my little shopping trips, my little, artsy fartsy things I like to do during the week, my little social outings, my little shows, you know, um, even my exercise regimen, and even like I have my little food prep, I do my little things like a leisurely little hoe. I haven't been able to do nothing. I've been like goddess is on me, white on rice, as one would say. And I was kind of told, like, listen, it's about to get hot because everybody's falling into formation, and you're a little special child, you're like special needs, not remedial, but I am temperamental. And I was also kind of told, like, basically they took the protection off me just for a moment so I can see and feel really the amount of protection that I'm under. Because I was said like it's time for me to understand the enemy. And y'all, I just hit the end of my mid 30s, so um I've been protected my whole life. I mean, I've gone through drama and trauma, and I still came out all, innocent. And the moment I lost my innocence, I realized that my purity was intact. And I was allowed to keep my innocence for so long so that my purity could stay intact. And my point there is that there's a calling on everybody's life. That's number one. Number two, a lot of times if a person has an easy life, it's because they're not chosen, they're not called to something. So adversity is the catalyst for success. Conflict breeds change. Austerity cleanses and suffering purifies. However, suffering is a choice. Pain is inevitable. In life, you have to choose the pain of discipline, the pain of regret. Also, in addition, there is things are hard. Things worthwhile are hard. It's called austerity. So you get to choose your hard, but everything in life is hard. Now, when things come easy, there's something there. So let's change the lens. We're still using the same little aperture, but we're going to change the lens. We're using the same camera, we're going to change the lens. So why do some people be out there mean mugging and thugging and going hard heavy and you know, rolling people over, running people down, just doing that whole little miserly, sinister, evil, and wicked, just trifling and treacherous, sideways and sneaky? And they have a beautiful life, they live long life, they have all this money, and the righteous, the pious, the lovely, they'll give you the shirt off the back. They love God, they're devoted to God, they're obedient to the Lord, they're obedient to the Lord. And then what happens? They get riddled with sickness, illness, disease, they have hardships and difficulties. I said this recently. It's because that's a trap. The easy life is a trap. And I don't mean it, there's no spirituality in poverty, but I'm not saying that all people that are living some kind of way, going through hardship. What I'm saying is sometimes the devil doesn't want you to know that you're living in a gilded cage, because one day the door is going to lock shut. And when we realize that we were lured into a trap, we can't really make it out. That makes sense. Um, there's some situations there, and it's the ones who are really going through it. It's not that they're being tested. I'll tell you the secret. People are being tested through them. So the thing about Two of Cups, especially when it's the first card out, it's chosen. Now, that's not an energy of chosen unless there's other cards around it, but it does talk about the covenant, okay? The chosen cards are like the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Empress, the Lover's card. That's chosen. A lot of the sixes, especially a multiple of them, a preponderance of sixes, that's chosen energy. So the thing about when we're going through hardships, it's not really a test from God. Remember, tests could be examination or assessments. An examination is you get a pass or fail. An assessment, you get told what needs to improve. A lot of times when we're going through hardships, it's so that God can test the Lord, the universe, spirit, creator, source energy, can test the people around us. That's really what's going on, because our mess becomes a message. Our test becomes testimony. We're chosen. We have the anointing to make it through. And that's hard because what we do get tested with is the obedience to the divine. It's not, we don't have to say God, the universe. We are an official person. We represent the celestials, the cosmos. So when we leave the body, we go back to a high spiritual ranking that other beings don't have. And there's more beings disincarnate than there are incarnate here upon the earth. Our little 8 billion ain't nothing when you go back to the cosmos. The universe is alive, okay? The thing about that is that when we leave the body, when we leave the third dimension, when we go back into the spiritual, we assume an official ranking. Which means while we're here in the physical, we have an anointing. And the way to lose that is through falling into illusion, delusion, confusion through miserly, sinister, evil, and wicked ways, because we start to spiral against life, against creation, meaning we're not living with unconditional love, we're not living with the universal oneness. So here's what I'm getting. In about 2 weeks, and it's already starting, we're going to begin to understand that not just the calling on our life, this is something being called in, but we're also going to understand the favor, the fortune, the blessings on our life. We have a double two here. So there's a partnership, but it's with the watchman of the universe. This is the throne of judgment here. So um, we're going to understand I don't want to say divine favor, but we're going to understand the divine providence on our life, because there was a lot of causes made, and hopefully we made them out of love. Something got passed here. We passed some kind of test. There also could be Saturn in the sign of Sagittarius. For those of you that are like 86, 87, sometimes 88, but more like 85. With the retrogrades, we'll have 80, 88 a little bit. Um, you know, we could have our Saturn in Sagittarius. Late 80s babies could have the Sun in Sagittarius. Also, Sagittarius North Node is a sign of being a Messiah, a wounded healer, Chiron. And then again, chosen, like I was saying, Empress, Nine of Cups, Six of Wands, the Lover's card, a preponderance of sixes. Okay, so we're chosen because they took that covering off me for one moment and it felt like purgatory. It felt like hell flame, hellfire. So that was a sign that it's not just the Leviathan, it's also I don't want to talk these words, the behemoth. There's a couple few half dozen primordial beings that, because God has his children and then um, creation has her children, but there's also the abyss, which is also a form of chaos. There's a primordial trinity and a holy trinity. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost is a holy trinity, not the primordial trinity. There were beings that took form when God became conscious. I'm not going to say no more. Come to the mystery school. So there's anointings on our life. We have a double ace and a pair of twos here, a pair of twos and a pair of aces. I want to get to the point here. Okay, so we're chosen, highly blessed, favored, chosen, and anointed. We're probably Adipati Shakti here. We could be Maha Kali. We could be, to a lesser degree, Ashtalakshmi here. But this is Sri Parvati I'm getting. Maha Devi. Yeah, Shakti, Shakti. Yeah, it's Shakti energy. So we have Shakti, like primordial creative energy, like a mother goddess, the great mother. We have um we have this energy here that is before creation, and the universe conspires to help us. The thing about it is we have to be creation. We have to be love incarnate. We have to be divine. And it comes through having a connection with the all that is, the all that was, the all that ever will be. Because, I haven't been calling out the cards, but we have the World card, the Empress card, the Justice card, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Wands. We have a pair of twos, a pair of aces. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups, the Justice card, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So we have a pair of threes. I mean, we have a three. We have three tens here. One, two, three. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, we have three tens. What is this three tens about? Okay, so the Justice card, the Ten of Swords. I do want to say if we've been, the window of opportunity is opening up for us to break out of any type of curse, because there is some kind of energy here that has been after us since the origin of time or the beginning of our birth, like the beginning of our life here upon this incarnation. There is some kind of truth coming out and justice coming down, because they just can't win. There's this energy on us of interference, and it's not easily discernible here, but there is this opposing party that is just upset that our moment has come because we're showing out. It's almost like we can't be distracted from our purpose here. We can't be deluded, confused, illusion, you know, they can't glamour us, gaslight us, create mirages, facades against the purpose of our incarnation. They can't distract us from who we are, what we are. And that's just the thing. Like that was always the plan, and it manifested in different shapes and forms. Okay. Um, but it was like this illusionary success too. The end of the playing games is over. Because I feel like the enemy wants us to believe that we're not worthy of something. Glory, really. But you see, the ancestors never left our side. They be honest, like white on rice. I'm hearing that. They never let up. And yes, of course, we might have fallen down into some temptation or distraction or whatever, what have you. We could have went crazy shopping. We could have spent nights binge watching Netflix. We could have fell into bed with some man they thought was a plan. We could have been co-signing our relatives' BS. We could have, been getting lost in work drama or whatever, but we are beloved. King of Cups. We have unconditional love, unconditional tolerance, unconditional forgiveness. And so something didn't work. And that's not even the story. That's just what I'm understanding because we came in with this is a channeled reading, okay? This is a channeled reading. Yeah, so we are part of the house of God, period, point blank in this story. La Casa and Gran Signore here. So there was some effort to move and see if they had anything to exploit. It's not like they didn't, but when they tried it, when they effed around, they found out. We got spiritual wounds. So some curse got canceled out. Maybe a hex. We don't have a double five yet. But let's see what this triple 10 is about. What is this triple 10? Tell me. It might have been a hex. It truly, genuinely was, but it broke. Yeah, it was a hex. And since we finally were obedient to the Lord, if the last few weeks have been tedious and trying, it's because we were working through some kind of boot camp with the Lord. We were under a hex here. I don't know if it's from the origin of our life because I'm not seeing it. We did get the Six of Cups here, but we didn't have the Five of Cups. I'm not seeing it. There's some enemy here slinking around, and somebody was supposed access to us. Oh, we do have the Five of Cups. I'm staring right at it too. See, I couldn't even see it. Okay, so it's multiple. Something from the origin of our life got triggered when more spell work went in. There's no evidence of spell work here though. But I was hearing hex. The spell work came out in the clarifier. This is somebody that wants to be better than us. It's something that's born into the family, but it didn't touch us, and there was jealousy. But I'm not seeing evil eye here. I'm not seeing mean mugging. What it was is we were stripped of our gifts early on in life by somebody in close proximity to the family, like an auntie or uncle. And it could be either or. And it was in childhood. And they did try to trigger some generational curse because it was clear that it wasn't going to touch us. And the thing about it is they might have went in 7 times, or they might have mixed some kind of magic together. Something of that nature. So let's take a look here. Oh wait, no. But something ended and it was judged to end. It was judged to end. It was decided that that was what was going to happen. I gotta be right back. She's in her needy season. I'll be right back. The Justice card and the Ten of Swords, something was decided. Okay, so something's over. They're not going to be dealing with something anymore. The ancestors and the spirits. Um, but it does mean that they needed us to see what was going on or feel what was going on, so that when they start sending assistance, we don't waste no time. They want us to be grateful for what comes our way from now on, because we had a couple few things that we let slip through our fingers. Now we didn't know no better, but we had to learn something. Okay, what's this pair of aces? So there was something that the enemy was able to do. They figured something out. They learned something, how to do something, how to navigate something. But also there's something that they're targeting, and they're hanging around for what the future holds, because they want to be able to assist us. But it's really so that they can gain something. What's this pair of twos? Tell me about this pair of twos. Something's on the way. A word, a message is coming in, and it's competition. So somebody that shouldn't be near us, they shouldn't have private personal access. They shouldn't be privy to what we have going on. Il they shouldn't be privy. They're a competitor, an adversary more than an opponent. I know, baby. Papa's working. They shouldn't be privy to what we got going on. We need to move in secret here. And it's not that we're gonna be, doing, saying, whatever, what have you. The truth is coming out, justice in the tower, but the tower and the temperance mean we're also having spiritual guidance. Empress in the world card means that we've eclipsed somebody by nature of our stratification. We're bigger, brighter, and better. We've gone further than them, and we're also very worldly. No, no, no. She needs attention right now. I'll give it to her when I'm done with this video. Um, there's a message here though that we should do whatever we can to get our paperwork together, passport or ID or birth certificate or whatever. What did I just say to you, honey? No, 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 no. I usually let her come up here, but not today. There's reasons for that. She's in heat. She needs special kind of attention. I'll be with her in a moment. Okay, so there's a lot here, but let's move on because I feel like I'm getting disoriented. Okay, so we're ready to receive all these blessings. Does that make sense? Um, we're royal in some sense, or something we inherit, but it's not necessarily money. It's more of like a title. And that's been blocked or somebody tried to destroy it. That didn't happen. Now we have the double five. So we might have been stripped, but through hexing or witchcraft by somebody that wanted to seem helpful, but I don't think they were. And they didn't do what they thought they needed to do. And we were Giovanni Fanciulla. We didn't know no better. Yeah, this is what I was saying. So the truth is, they did something dirty to try to topple us over. And it's coming back to us. It's coming back around. Something's circling the block. The Emperor and Empress. It can be that when it comes out like this, so far from each other, it doesn't mean union. Although we have a Two of Cups, no lovers card, we have the Temperance card with the Four of Wands. So it can be a union. I hate to say a double ace with a double two, but it also can mean rulers of the nation. That this emperor, this crown, it leads to the Temperance. I mean the Tower and the Two of Cups. The Tower is clarified by the Justice, Temperance, and Ten of Cups. So when we finally get to this union, the mirage ends and none of the spell work is going to work. With these three tens, there was some hex trying to make sure that love never came in. I've been getting that energy a lot lately. That somebody is really, really, really making sure that love does not come towards us. And it's somebody from the origins of our life. It might be not, no, baby. Vai, esci. It might be some kind of older woman. It could be an auntie, it could be. So we're looking at this double page because something's about to shift really quickly. We might have an idea about it. This doesn't feel negative, but usually it is. A lot of the usually bad news, but it's negated here. Something's about to turn around quickly. We know that it's coming, so it's close to us, so we have a sense of it. But this is not somebody sneaking in the middle of the night to steal. Although there is something precious here, but it's behind them. What it is that something that we know is ours that we've had difficulty attaining is about to come. Our flowers are on the way. Let me just go in the back door right quick because I gotta. Okay, I gotta. This reading was a little messy for me. I was sharing my personal business and I was kind of all over the place. Maybe y'all don't agree, but that's how I feel, and I'll be the judge. Thank you. That was a mic drop. Yeah, so for a long time, there's been some type of attachment. Something was stuck on us. And honestly, normally this would be a spiritual attachment, but with the Ten of Swords here, it could be some kind of curse that was following us around. It couldn't touch us in the way that it needed it to for us to be one of its victims. I was wondering why the Five of Swords didn't come through because I was feeling some of the nastiest energy. So let me hold on because there was a double five. I don't even remember what it was. Yeah, so they were making sure that we couldn't find um, receipts that were left behind, but it came through spiritually because we're loving and we're going after the thing that we should go after in this life, something comes back on its own, actually. We do go home, or we do look towards our origins, or we did try to go back towards the family. And there was some kind of massive manipulation earlier in our life, that this is a message about who we are, what we're about. I'm going to have to repeat this a few times before this reading ends. Who we are is very special in this world. There's a great big calling in our life. And there was an energy trying to keep us held in place, in a jar, in a sunken place. It's somebody from the origins of our life, can be auntie, can be mama. We might have some kind of female caregiver, even if we're not born into our own bloodline. They know a lot about our origin story, and there's an intention to keep us where we are. It might be because they're trying to use our spiritual gifts. It might be because they're trying to swap destiny with us. I didn't see that this reading, but that's been around a lot. It's actually because they might be using our spiritual gift, or it can be jealousy, but everybody in the family is subject to some kind of curse, and we weren't. A hex, this is a hex. A curse lifted, a hex got broken, a spell canceled out. The devil and the nine of swords typically mean a spiritual attachment, but it can be negated by the 5 or 10 of swords. It doesn't mean that it's not there, but it means like it's like a pass-through situation. It's like, okay, there's a search warrant for your house. The police come in and they take all your stuff, but the next day they return it because they didn't find anything. Yeah, you get pulled over and you have to pull over to the side of the road, and the police search your car, but they don't find nothing. Yeah, somebody lies on you at work and the HR does an investigation. They suspend you for a week, but it turns out the investigation turned out they were false lies, or they couldn't prove anything. Yeah, something bad hit your credit, but you make a phone call, you send a little receipt, the month later it's taken off. It's like that kind of deal. Why would we have to go through such a stupid thing, but hey, that's life. This is the throne of the infernal beings, though. The higher fan and the devil, when that comes out together, that's oath breaking, vow breaking. It also is the throne of the infernal. This is the throne that the devil, when you see the Hierophant and the devil together, it means that there is some type of evil being of great authority. It's oath breaking, vow breaking, Capricorn rising, Taurus rising, Mars and Capricorn, Mars and Taurus. So there's a being here getting bad news that they have to keep us under some kind of thumb, in some kind of jar, left in some kind of sunken place. And if it doesn't, it's going to be really bad for them. But the truth's coming out. No matter how hard they try, it won't last forever. They can't keep us down forever. And something about that, something about them knows that, but they don't care. They're going to try until they're blue in the face. Forever and for always, they're going to be this inimical energy. And, it's something that we're going to have to deal with until we don't. I saw in a reading recently that some of these people are not going to be of this earth very long. Because news of sickness is on the way. Because it seems like we keep passing spiritual test, and finally, it's been decided that this can't continue. Somebody may be an Aries rising or Sun in Capricorn. So I got a few things here. A curse is lifting, a hex is breaking, a spell's being canceled out, love is coming, and if we do get our hands on this love, our life is going to change. And it's not because of the love, but something about the love increases our vibration so much so that the enemy can't keep the thumb on us that they've had for most of our life. So this was a message about the obstacles to our destiny being removed. There's also some kind of twin flame situation here as well, which is part of our destiny. If we're being activated or aligned, something's being reclaimed, restored, but not something's being reclaimed, not restored. We didn't have the restoration combination. It's a return of energy that was around at the origin of our life when we were a lot more innocent, pure. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Just a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, trapped in the seas of time, lost somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return through the splendid grace of the divine and unconditional love and universal oneness. Ho'oponopono, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, that you find salvation and redemption. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Until we meet again, until we meet again. Namaste, Dhanava, and Ashe. Sayonara, das vidanya. Auf Wiedersehen. Take care. Bye-bye.